Hello everyone, welcome back. I just want to give you a warning that today's video is a little different because there is absolutely no crochet related content at all. My partner and I just celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and so I decided to kind of video record little snippets of our weekend getaway. So if you're into like history, hiking, random vlogs, I don't know, then this video might be for you. But if not, I will see you in my next video, and I promise to have more crochet content. Okay, so I just got done packing and we're about to head out. I have no idea where we're going, so my suitcase is really big because Greg told me to kind of pack an outfit for every occasion. He did say that we needed linen, so that's a little suspicious, and I had my ideas in mind for where we were going. But we're going to go ahead and hop in the vehicle. It is a 4-hour drive to I have no idea. I got my nails done just in case you know, but we made it. We're here in Ohio. Greg got us the cutest little cabin. I got done crying. It's just so adorable. But let me show you. Okay, this cabin and area is so cute. I am really glad that he chose camping as a surprise because glamping, because it's absolutely something that I love to do. I was thinking it was either this or maybe a casino, or I don't know. I was just really hoping that camping was our trip that he had planned. We are right next to the Ohio River, and I can't wait to go see more of that tomorrow, I think. But let me show you the inside of where we're staying. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because it's really cold, but this place is absolutely stocked with everything. I mean, this view is to die for. I cannot wait to wake up here the next 2 mornings. But we have our table, we have stove, fridge. They stocked some goodies for us, a fully functioning shower. I mean, just all the amenities, and also heating. And we're doing some unpacking. Of course, we brought lots of adult goodies to indulge in. I'm doing my makeup because we're about to go out to eat. And I am just such a happy girl. I just love to be surprised. And I'm really proud of him for not telling me where we're going, even though I begged the last couple of weeks for hints. He packed everything we needed, but we're going to go out to eat. This is the outfit that I wore, and we're near East Palestine, Ohio, which this place has a lot of history and some recent history if you don't know. Okay, and we're just really excited to get back to the cabin, so we are going to have a couple of drinks and chill out by the fire and enjoy the rest of our night together. Waking up to this view is so incredible. It's making me wish that I lived in the woods full time so that I could always have my windows open like this and not just see like a main road. But I can't even imagine what this looks like in the winter with snow everywhere.
That looks like some good fish. We had to do a leaf project. You ever hear that?
He is such a cutie. We had so much fun, but poor Greg had so many ticks all over him by the end of our hike. I don't know why they didn't come after me. And after a couple of miles in, we were getting ready to turn around before we found this really amazing man-made canal and lock system. So this park is just filled with history. Apparently back in the day, I think the early 1800s, these canals were used for boats to transport goods, people, services, whatever. So it just felt amazing to step into what felt like ancient history, even though it was only 200 years ago. I just cannot believe that man made this. It was just a sight to see. We spent a lot of time here because I was just in awe of how beautiful it was and how intact it was. I think this is the most intact one throughout the entire park. Okay, I hope you enjoyed some of that hiking ASMR and crunchy leaves. But after our beautiful hike, we had to take a drive into the town of East Liverpool because we wanted to explore some of the history. And we learned that this community was really well known for being the pottery capital of the United States. So this is the Ceramics Museum, and it was absolutely breathtaking. It really felt like taking a step back in time, and we just learned so much of the history of the town, and some of the potteries and artifacts here are literally as old as the late 1800s, early 1900s. So in the basement, they had these incredible life-sized exhibits, and it just made the whole experience feel really immersive. You can see all the tools and setups they would have used in a typical pottery production process from start to finish. So it honestly felt like walking through like a real pottery factory, just frozen in time. But I will say after a while it felt a little eerie because the attention to detail in these figurines was really insane. But afterwards we walked nearby to a local art store and gift shop. They sell little crafts and stuff from local artists. Obviously, a lot of ceramics and pottery work, like pendants and jewelry and accessories. So, of course, I had to grab a couple of them to go and kind of preserve our trip and our own history in this town. So we talked to some locals who recommended the antique mall too, and I was really not prepared for how large this place was and the amount of vintage items and collectibles that they had. Like, absolutely breathtaking, jaw-dropping. I was so overwhelmed. And apparently this mall is over 40,000 square foot and it has 4 floors. So like every time I thought I was done looking at everything, there was a whole other section I found that I hadn't even explored. But I really, there's a special place in my heart for vintage antique places. It might sound cheesy, but like it just feels like there's so much history and so many past lives, and every object has its own story, and it was loved and touched and, you know, belonged to somebody else who might have used it every day. So it makes me very emotional being in places like this. So I like to go slow and take my time and really, I don't know, just it's a very humbling and emotional experience every time. But we are definitely going to make a trip back to this mall at some point because we spent about 2-3 hours in here, but it just did not feel like enough to really take it in. So, but we will definitely be back. Okay, and that's it for our time here today. I can't wait to come back, but we're gonna head back to the camp for dinner.
Big motherfucker. Oh my god, Magnan steaks. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. If this isn't the most perfect marshmallow.
But I'm working on my penmanship. I counted many blessings, stressing women, nothing less of winning. If I'm talking shit.
Come here, baby. Hi. Okay, we're getting ready to go fishing. Very beautiful day, like 55 degrees. And let's hope that we catch something. I was just here about 30 minutes ago and I saw a bunch of, I don't know, carp and little fall fish in the water. So I just had to run home and get my rods. I am using some lures today. Little rooster tail, and just hoping that I can catch something. This is one of my favorite trails to walk. They're just starting to update it some more, adding a bunch of planks on the other side and just making this a really accessible area. We have a nice fishing hole down here and it's just like 10 minutes from my house. So great place. I mean, that area gets a little swampy, lots of wildlife and birds. I come here and I take pictures every so often of some neat things, but yeah, just a really great area. I'm super thankful to have this in my own community. Get closer to the stream, we have a trail that goes off this way. That is the short loop, and this is known as the longer run. This shorter loop is starting to get some of this boardwalk trail. So like I said, really accessible. And here's the fishing platform. Yeah, this was such a nice find. Super sweet fishing hole. Like I said, I saw a bunch earlier. I'm hoping I can catch something. But it is really peaceful out here. Not too worried about snakes this time of day. Now the sun's kind of going down and they can't really sunbathe. But I like snakes if I know what kind it is. Okay, so far no luck. I literally just keep catching leaves.
Greg and I are back home, and I am going to go ahead and start meal prepping for the week. It was such an amazing weekend and much needed. We don't do a lot of vacations and trips to ourselves. We have an 11-year-old, and we like to include him in a lot of our vacations. So that was nice, the mommy and daddy time to kind of, rejuvenate and, I don't know, just bask in each other and, take a step away from the real world.
Ready?
Okay, and that is pretty much it for this video. It was just a bunch of random snippets. We are now working on some ham potato soup together. Greg is making these rivels, which is just like flour and water and salt. But thanks for watching if you've made it this far. And I will see you guys in the next video with hopefully a lot more crochet related content. But I kind of like doing these kind of family lifestyle vlogs too.